And speaking of Blue Beetle, let's shuffle on to our next topic, which is Blue Beetle. So the review embargo. So I did this video last night, and as I was doing the video, Rotten Tomatoes deleted 2 reviews from the website, and the score went up. No word of a lie. You can watch the video live, and I'm like, because I go into the reviews and I come back to look at the score, and I'm like,
what? We've caught him doing that before, actually. Mr. H had a video from like a year ago where Six actually caught it live. Where I think it was Obi-Wan. Was it Obi-Wan? I think it was. It was either Andor or Obi-Wan.
One of the two. They've mixed together, don't they?
Could not believe it. I was like, oh, so right? Is it on my eyes? Did I just see this? Did they deleted it live during the video? So it was so bizarre, honestly. Look,
and people wonder why I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes for shit. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, like at the end of the day, you know, Rotten Tomatoes is a metric to view from when you're comparing like for like or things like this. I mean, you know, it's an aggregator at the end of the day, and it's interesting. It's a metric. It's an interesting metric to take a look at. I don't take any stock in it, but 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's not doing particularly well. Like if you're looking, well, let's do a compliment sandwich. Let's look at the negatives. Let's look at the positives. And bearing in mind, the review embargo only lifted last night, 2 days before its release. I think, isn't it? Because it's not out today. It's out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a Friday release. I mean, technically, I could go see it right now.
Yeah. So 2 days before it's released, the embargo lifts. That's never a really good sign. So let's do a compliment sandwich, and let's get our esteemed guests' thoughts on this. So Nate Adams, the only critic, says it's somewhat of a disappointment, but at least Blue Beetle never takes itself too seriously. So the negatives, just as a brief summary, and we'll get to them. The negatives are basically saying it's trope ridden, it's generic, it's a Marvel Phase 1 movie. That's basically the highlights. And the positives are actually really positive, but they focus on family, Latino, culture, seemingly talking points from the studio. Family, Latino, family, Latino, family, Latino. They're focusing on that. And that always makes me go, oh, I'm cynical now. I think maybe that's a talking point given to them from the studio.
Well, it is, Nate, because in today's Hollywood Reporter, it's reinforced there.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. So let's get to a positive. So loads of people actually say Sholo was not only perfect cast of the role, but he's also gave a really solid performance. So people really like Sholo. Negative, there are so few moments in Blue Beetle where anything unexpected happens, but the strength of its cast helps to sustain it past this and leaves you with an experience that is something bordering on enjoyable, if forgettable. Yeah. Despite the aspiration to create Cronenberg for kids, Blue Beetle is typically juvenile fare. That's a positive review. What?
Well, sometimes Rotten Tomatoes is like that because, as I'm sure you're aware, the reviewers, they have the option to first say positive or negative, and then they write in their review. And I often see that for certain movies, especially those where there might be brownie points for delivering a positive review, they will mark it as positive while utterly lambasting the movie in a review that reads negative. Case in point, Rings of Power. I was a star example of just that. And I can see how this is one where it does the same. But if you look at the name there, Monica Castillo, who talks about family, culture, and humor. I mean, I don't know anything about her other than that the movie seems to kind of like be for her. She appreciated that, and she still only gave it a B. So that's like the positive things that she has to say about it. And I agree that when you look at the rest of Hollywood and what is being put out there, anything that is family friendly is a pleasant surprise these days. So I can kind of like see that if this is true, well, that's probably going to be like the same thing that we're going to say. Oh, on the plus side, it wasn't a stay single and get the cat movie.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you that. But I mean, look at this. It remains faithful to the superhero format. That's that generic comment coming through again, isn't it?
Yeah.
While not reinventing the genre wheel. That's a positive. It's not really put 3 out of 5. Grace!
What was it that James Gunn said about this thing again?
Oh, I don't know. But he's going to be part of the DCU going forwards, he said. Again, now.
Yeah, we'll see if that's true after this opening weekend. I mean, he really should learn to just shut up and take credit afterwards when it's warranted.
$30 million. Goodness me. Anyway, we've got our favorite reviewer, Grace Randolph here.
Yay!
Oh, so I didn't download that, Tom. That intro for the segment. I need to get that.
Didn't.
I know. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so like Spider-Verse and the new TMNT, Blue Beetle goes harder than expected. All right. While a lot of attention has been given to its Latino representation, which is very well done, this is also a fun superhero origin story, a potential star turn for...
So, what kind of dumb shit did Grace say this week? I got it. Took me a minute.
That's,
I'm sorry.
That's an intro for an actual segment that we'll be running on the show eventually, which is what dumb shit did Grace?
Oh shoot! Sorry about that.
But anyway, Grace was saying that, like Spider-Verse, the new TMNT. Oh, fuck you, bitch.
We're having a great show today.
Oh my god!
Fuck her and her take on TMNT.
Anyway, what do we think of Blue Beetle?
Sorry, what'd you say, Andre? He's cutting out there.
Yeah, Andre, mate, your sound is super bad.
Yeah, well, internet is burning. What can I say?
I've seen the pictures.
Get the hell out of there! What the?
He's quite far away, Tom.
You should be on a plane.
It is.
The roof is on fire.
No, Andre is on fire.
Dude, the only planes that come and go from here right now are the ones carrying water to dump on to dump on the forest fire. So yeah, like I'm not sure you want me on a plane right now. So what? Like the engines get like caught up with all the smoke and stuff?
No. But get in a car and get the fuck away from the fire.
Right. What do we think? What do we think of Blue Beetle? Do we think this is a success or not? Because I think they've been painting this on the lead up, right? All signs point to this being a bomb. So $30 million opening weekend, awful. James Gunn has now come out yesterday going, this is going to be the best Blue Beetle of the DCU. Basically trying to get people to think that it's going to be part of the DCU. All of the reviews are it's the best DC
to the
film
other Blue Beetles
in years. Yeah, honestly, Matt, I don't know. So I think this is desperation from them. I think the embargo is not great, but it remains to be seen. We'll have a look and obviously watch it. But if they don't do anything new and it is generic, and this is an entry point to the DCU, what a terrible entry point, because they're establishing themselves as ripping off Marvel Phase 1, essentially.
Yeah.
Which I think is terrible. Thoughts? Culture?
I'm with you 100%. I mean, first of all, that was great. We have to put that together with some video because I think the Grace bit's it's gonna be legendary. But that's the most fun I've had in a while. You're right, though. Even despite your compliment, Sandwich, I fully expect this film to flop. I think it's going to be very difficult for them to deliver something that is going to be appealing to the entire audience. You know, it's not going to be as satisfying as you need a first film to be. I actually feel for Solo. I'm going to say it that way because, like I said, I mean he deserves film projects because he is a good actor. I'm afraid that he got caught up in a bad timing situation when it came to DC, and I hope it doesn't reflect on his future career. But yeah, with that in mind, yeah, we're crazy. We're crazy to think this is going to do well. So I'm going to go see it. So hey, you don't have to. So look for that review on Saturday because I'm going to make Grant work overtime to edit that. So it'll be fun.
I'll see you too on Saturday.
So Andre,
if you fucking survive.
Well, what do you think, Andre? You reckon it's gonna be a bomb? I reckon it will be.
Oh, it's gonna bomb completely.
Yeah, and
stop saying things like bomb when you're that close to fire.
What's your take on the?
Well, I don't think it's going to set the box office ablaze. Let's put it that way.
Stop it!
You're triggering Tom, Andre.
You're doing it on purpose now.
Well, that again, it's like I can see it from my house, but it's really far away. So,
The Blue Beetle or the fighter?
well, both of them.
So
Oh, here's a
it's,
siren. But yeah, never mind. Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think it's going to bomb spectacularly, which is probably going to be a shame because based on the reviews, it's probably an okay movie. I think it's going to be something akin to Venom, the first Venom. I think it's going to be approximately something like that, which, were it not for all of the shit superhero movies that we get otherwise, probably have been perfectly okay. So it's a movie that just came out at the bad time when there was massive stain on all comic book movies, because DC is in chaos and Marvel has completely lost its way. And this movie is going to fall victim to that. As I've been saying, there used to be a time when Marvel was the rising tide that floated all boats. Right now, Marvel is the forest fire that sets them all ablaze. So, yeah.
Yeah. Tom, you got anything to add to that? Culture, minimize this thing. God damn it. Sake.
Blue Beetle, look, the beauty of Blue Beetle for Warner Brothers right now is that it will most likely, even if it doesn't open very big, it's not going to really lose them that much money at the end of the day because it only cost $80 million to make. Moving it to theaters probably paid for that because they probably got back a good portion of that just in licensing deals. I mean, have you seen the popcorn bucket? I almost want to go see the movie just for the damn popcorn bucket. I'll show you.
We probably won't get that. We probably won't get that.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, like, I mean, do I think the movie's gonna be great? I've been hearing somewhat positive reviews from a few people in our community and stuff like that have gotten a chance to see it already. I think it's gonna be a mostly harmless movie. I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
No, I don't think I just think it'll be like generic.
As far as but like, I mean, if it makes 30 million at the box office this weekend, that's a win for Warner Brothers. Because, like I said, the movie only cost $80 million. If they did $30 million in box office,
it was over $100 million.
Was it over 100? I thought it was only
like 100. No, that was initially.
Okay,
and then they gave them. It's over $100 million. This movie. That's a cool popcorn bucket, though.
That's what I'm saying. Between that, some toys. Okay, let's just $100 million, 30 at the box office opening weekend. If they got another 20, 30 million in licensing deals, I mean, that's already almost half their money right there. This movie doesn't really, it was made for HBO Max. And once they put it on home video and shit like that,
125 million it cost.
Yeah.
So if it breaks that at the box office, it's a win for them. This is kind of a lot like Mutant Mayhem in a sense that it wasn't really meant to do anything at the box office. It was just meant to sell toys, and it was originally meant to be on HBO Max. So if they sell some toys off this and whatnot, good for them. I don't see it being the loss that a lot of people probably will, because I don't think they're expecting it to do it so well.
I still think it's going to lose money.
Barbie made sure that nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, well, I think it'll lose the money.
Barbie paid for this.
Barbie paid for this. Yeah, true. Yeah, I guess so in that regard. Yeah.
As a studio, they don't care. You're right, because of Barbie, like, it's going to wipe out all of the losses from this in a heartbeat.
That's what I mean. Whatever they get out of this at this point is kind of like a bonus, because they weren't gonna get jack squat off of HBO Max. Who's gonna subscribe to HBO Max just to see Blue Beetle?
Nobody.
No, true, but they've now had to spend money on marketing, which they wouldn't have had to before.
Well, they still would have spent a little bit on marketing it on HBO Max. I get you, but I don't see this as the loss that most people do, because I look at it as they're kind of more or less maximizing what little profit they could make off of this thing at the end of the day, because I don't think it was going to set the HBO Max on fire.
And at the same time, at the same time, Tom, what frustrates me is that the finances behind all of this are once again misconstrued by the mainstream media, saying that with its $120 million plus budget, it only needs to make $240 million to be profitable. Oh, no.
That's wrong, but at the end of the day, I don't. That's what I'm saying, though. If Warner Brothers makes that much, they're going to be very happy.
Yeah, you're viewing it from a perspective of it was a loss leader anyway.
It wasn't. Yeah, that's my point. Is like
Yeah,
this was never
okay.
meant to be anything more than that. So anything they make on it is just basically bonus gravy, whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I can see that outlook. That
it will make it even more because now that it'll be in theaters, they can use that as an advertising ploy when they do put it on HBO Max as well.
Yes, well, yes, yeah, I can see that outlook. Yeah, astute observation, Tom. Good sir, even in your drugged up state. I like
well
it.
done.
Good.
Sometimes I do okay.
You
Sometimes
should get surgery more often.
he should.